Hi there, this is Jennifer with Brown Fields, and today I am working on the Cabin Fever Triangle Shawl, and I'm going to show you guys how to get this guy started. So we're going to start at this tip, and essentially this side here is we're not doing increases, and this side here we are doing increase. So you're only doing an increase on one side, and you just repeat 4 rows, and that's it. It's just kind of knit stitch on repeat, and then you have an increase every 4 rows. So it is really easy, which is my favorite kind of pattern. And I'm going to use, these are size 13, but they're DPNs. You'll want to use a cable needle actually. If you want to start on straight needles even, you can. But it is pretty wide, probably too wide for straight needles. All right, so you want to start by casting on 1 stitch. And I am using Lion Brand Woolies Thick and Quick yarn. And I chose a size 13 needle because it gives me a relaxed stitch. And I'm going to do that for my first stitch. That is a very long tail. I don't need that long of a tail. So that's our first stitch. And then we're going to knit into the front and back of this first stitch. And this is our row 0. It's kind of our just setup row. So knitting into the front, and then we're gonna go into the back. So we're knitting twice. We're creating a stitch there. So now we have 2 stitches. And then we knit for 3 rows. So we're going to do a garter stitch for 3 rows. So there's 1 row, 2 rows, 3, and then on our 4th row, we're going to increase a stitch. So we're going to knit into the front, which is knitting normal, and then we're going to go and knit into the back of that same stitch before we drop it off. So we knit front and back, and then we'll slide that off and then knit the remainder of the stitches. So that was an increase, and see how it creates that little bump there? That is how you know where you're going to do your increases. So I do have a stitch marker over here, so you can put a stitch marker there if you want, but you don't have to. So that's 1, 2, 3, oops, and 4. So we're going to knit front, still grab part of that stitch, knit into the front, and then go into the back and knit into the back of that stitch, and then knit the remainder of the row. So you're only increasing 1 stitch every 4 rows. So you can see an increase, no increase, increase. So that is the pattern that you're going to have every time. And then when you can sew that and bring it to a little bit better point. Still not quite perfect, but I'm going to get, let's see here, this side, and I'll get a little closer so you can see when you have more rows on here. So there's a bump there. That means I increased a stitch there. I did not increase a stitch there, but there's a bump there. So I did increase that stitch. So that's the pattern you want to do. You want to increase, no increase, increase, no increase, increase. So that is how you can tell where you're at on your pattern, and you only have it on one side. This side has no increases. So you're only elongating it on one side, and that's what makes it asymmetrical. So I hope that brought this all together. It's really easy. But for me, I like to know how it all comes together so that, I don't know, it just makes more sense to me. So I hope you guys found it to be helpful, and I can't wait to see your guys' finished project. So be sure to tag me on Instagram or Facebook so I can see what you guys are making. And thank you guys so much for watching.